Good morning, beautiful creatures. Good morning. Love, peace, and light and protection to you all, to all that hear my voice. I want to talk about really quickly positive inner talk. So, positive inner speaking to yourself. Those great and wonderful, beautiful things that you tell yourself is so very important to change our inner dialogue with self and to make it more positive, because so many of us have had upbringing where the adults may not have been as conscious of speaking to us in a healthy, beautiful, productive, growing, and inspiring way. So we now find ourselves parenting ourselves, basically, in essence, becoming our mothers and our own mothers and our own fathers, right? So we're trying to turn off that dark switch or integrate the darkness into our light for a better outcome, a healthier outcome, a more positive outcome for our train of thought in our mind. So, what positive self-talk does is it helps you. Sometimes you're your only cheerleader, right? Sometimes you got to cheer yourself on when there's no one else there to cheer you on. So, case in point, I work in a position where I work with, right now, I work with two types of people, those who speak English and those who do not speak English. So the challenge, as you may understand, is communication. Now, communication is a huge, huge factor because we all know we can change the paradigm of a business, person, universe, world, what have you, with communication. We can make it better or we can make it not so better. You understand? So communication, many people say, is key. So not only communication, but how you communicate, the tone of you use to communicate, the body language, the eye contact, the lack of eye contact. These many different factors go into communication, right? Now, when there is a barrier to communication, it makes communication even that more important. So when we have a language barrier, we do more eye contact, we do more gestures physically with our hands, our bodies, or whatever, to try to increase the communication. Now, these are factors that would help in that area. Things like talking louder, that does absolutely nothing. I often joke about it, but I don't know why people do that. It's almost like an insult. So it's like, in some situations, people that have a limited experience with things like language barrier, they tend to talk loud and slow. I'm not sure what they're doing by doing that. And I don't think they're sure either, because it's really just a waste of time, because it makes the person receiving the message think that you're slow. So, and that's just something I'm putting out there for y'all to understand. So it's better, I think, to try to find some common ground that you and the other participants of the communication have. Find a common ground, find a way to say different things or for us right now, my company, the employees in the company are going through growing pains right now, because not only are we're an up and coming business, but we're venturing out and we're opening several more businesses. So that means that our central team that we have right now, and don't get me wrong, we are awesome. We are badasses. We kick ass in our sector. You understand what I'm saying? So that's not the factor. That somehow we're pulling it together somehow. Now, this takes a team effort. Like, everyone has to pitch in, everybody has to feel value, and everybody has to feel that their opinion matters. So right now, I love my upper management, my middle management, and the in between, because they understand the whole premise of it taking a village to create something beautiful. So, being that a lot of us come from very competitive backgrounds, but we're also humanitarians, it's just so uniquely beautiful, the moment that we're in right now. We are creating the world that we want to see in our company construct, but not only in our company construct, but in the world. And my whole approach is that we're superheroes. And I tell this story because for me, in this time of life, and it's always been like this, I've always had to feel wherever I work, somehow it makes sense and we're making a difference. If I didn't feel like that, it never lasts long. It didn't matter how well I was doing, or how great everyone said I was doing, or how they did these company, what do you call them, powwows and get-togethers to try to, amp us up and get us ready to make money. If it doesn't make sense to me, if it doesn't give back to humanity, it's just like, why? What are we here for? What are we doing this for? Now, with certain things, and I'm very much so into new ways of creating power or energy, so to speak. When I'm in this case, in this premise, when I say power, I'm speaking of energy. So we know from our past mistakes in the world that we cannot go on the same trajectory that we have gone on, because you have many different many different countries in the world where you have very, very, very poor people, or people living way under the poverty level. Now, I myself, on what I make a year, even though to me it's great, but in this construct, it's below the level. It's like on poverty level. So if you make a certain amount of money, you're considered one way or the other, or whatever. We already know how this all goes. For me, it's important that everybody's child or children, everybody's family has the chance to live a decent life, like get the food, shelter, raiment, all that stuff, the so-called Maslow needs, right? That we all need to feel safe and secure and cared for, right? There are so many people who are living way below that level, or that imaginary line of poverty. Now, in saying that, if each and every one of us really believed that we were our brother's or our sister's keeper, we wouldn't continue to perpetuate lack. You understand what I'm saying? Or try to consistently and continue to want to hurt others in order for us to be on what we would consider the higher echelon of society. Why can't we all get there? Why does there need to be a class system? Why can't we just love each other and do the right thing and make sure we didn't hurt or we didn't victimize somebody's child or somebody's country? You know what I'm saying? With what we know right now and what the world is learning in her awakening, there's something called karma. What goes around comes back around. As it is above, so shall it be below. Like, as above, as below, as below, as below. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, of course, I want the things that everyone else wants. The beautiful big home, beautiful cars, but I don't want those things to harm or hurt anyone else. You understand what I'm saying? I want those things to look maybe different than they do right now in this very moment today. I want those things to be something that don't hurt the earth, don't hurt other people. And when I say don't hurt other people, I don't want someone's children having to mine in a dark, dank mine somewhere the thing that I need or the component that I need for my car or for my jewelry or for my watch or for, you know what I mean? For my amenities, I don't want someone's child being sent to the bowels of the earth to dig up some ungodly element so that I may have a better life. My living well looks a little different. My living well says, why does anyone have to hurt? And my solution, I don't think I found it yet, but I'm looking. I'm seeking. I'm seeking to increase the world, and not just myself, not just my family. The legacy I want to leave is that we gave back. We gave back. Although, yes, we got something out of it, we gave back. Because there's so many ways out there to progress the world without harming or hurting anyone. These are the ways. These are the ways and the techniques we must expand on. I don't know. These last 3 weeks, I've just been having these talks on quantum physics, and I'm just enamored with how it works and what goes on and how we create from this point forward. Medicine, healing modalities, housing, banking, all around life, but better for everyone involved. And I know I'm not the only one. My mother used to say to me, or excuse me, my grandmother used to say, if it ain't fun for everybody, it ain't fun for nobody. So if you're all not having fun, you should not be doing it. So in that way, they taught me and my cousins about what we say to people, like our speech to people. But I think that speech starts with your own inner dialogue with self. So first, in order to fix the world, we must all individually fix ourselves first and clear up that negative speech to self and make it better. And if you start there, you'll see your world change. I'm seeing it every day at my job, like, and the way we work. And initially, when I got there, it's so funny to me now. I got there, I was basically on at the very, I was at the starting point, right? When I got there, I'm like, geez, we're going on 4 years now. And what I wanted to accomplish was, I just want to know the rules so I can stay out of trouble, so nobody has to talk to me, and I don't have to really, go back and forth with people, but I understand the rules, and I go and I do what I need to do, and I get my paycheck, period. You know what I'm saying? But then I was asked to do a task. But before I was asked to do that task, I kind of like took on the task, because I'm about trying to, okay, if I'm there at the job, I wanted everybody to do their job and the best of their ability so we can all go home happy, right? If everybody does their job to the best of their ability, it's possible for everyone to go home happy. I don't like trauma and drama, stress and strife. There's no need to do all of that stuff. Free thinkers focus on the issue at hand and accomplishing the goal. You understand what I'm saying? Lower vibrational thinking, it gets very messy and tricky. Y'all worry about the wrong thing. Y'all worry about popularity and all that bullshit that don't really even matter. When if you would just focus on getting the job done with the least amount of trauma, you might find that you would get more out of it. Because it's all in the focus, in what you're focusing on. So if you wake up in the morning and you say to the universe, I want to be the best me that I can be today. And I want to help someone else be the best them they can be. Guess what happens? The universe pulls everything, every nuance, every tool, every guide, every person to that common goal, because you're working toward the goal of the universe and not against the goal of the universe. You understand what I'm saying? So anytime we work against the universe, we find it to be very painful. But anytime we work with the universe, well, baby, that's a whole nother ball game, and it can be beautiful. And these days, I like to walk on the sunny side of the street. It's just happier. Now, y'all have a great day. And y'all just be fruitful and multiply. And be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Make the day beautiful. Namaste.